This is how to sync your Logic project tempo with a Chase Bliss pedal using Midi. I have off screen a disaster area Midi box 4 connected via a Midi to USB cable going to my computer, and then a 1/4 inch TRS cable going from one of the inputs on the Midi box 4 to the input right here, the Midi input on the Chase Bliss Thermae. And that is how we're sending our tempo from Logic to the Thermae to be able to sync it to the song. So the first thing we need to do is open up a project. I've already have a project here created with 100 beats per minute and an audio file ready to go, set up with my input from my interface. And how we get to these project settings is we go to File, Project Settings, Synchronization. Under the Synchronization tab, the third tab is called Midi. And here under Destination, we're going to click it and we'll get all of our MIDI connected devices. USB MIDI is the name of the connection for my USB cable going to the MIDI box 4. So we'll click on that and we'll click clock. Right before we do that, actually, you can see that the tempo is blinking here, and I'll just play a little bit. And so that's just using the pedal by itself. As you can see, that sped up a little bit. As soon as we click the clock button, we're now going to be sending the 100 beats per minute signal from Logic, and you should be able to hear this click. And now you can see that the tempo switch button light is blinking in time. And if we play along to it, you should be able to hear the delay in time as well. All right, so let's change the speed of our Logic project. We can go a little bit slower, all the way down to 70. And now we should hear and see that we're still in tempo. All right, so that's nice and slow. And then if we speed up to 140, you can now see the light blinking a lot faster. And you can hear the delays. Repeating at that tempo. And that's it. So once again, we're just using the Logic tempo, sending it to our destination, and all these settings don't really matter. There's an article, which I'll link in the description, that explains what all these settings mean. So I will link to this, but it goes through all the other things that you may want to look at. But obviously this is this also will show, how you can connect multiple devices. Since I'm using the MIDI box 4, it's going to send one signal out. And if I have 4 different delays with MIDI tap tempo connected, it will send the same exact tempo from your Logic project to each one and sync them all together.